My God, I hate drugs.
Pinababasura ni dating Senador Bongbong Marcos sa Presidential Electoral Tribunal ang apelahan ni Vice President Leni Robredo na ikonsidera ang 25% shading threshold. Ito'y para sa mga bibilanging boto sa Vice Presidential Election noong 2016. Giit ng kampo ni Robredo, maapektuhan ito ang karapatan ng mga botante. May ulat si Kenneth Pasyente.
Naghain ng kanyang komento sa Korte Suprema si dating Senador Bongbong Marcos kaugnay sa apela ni Vice President Leni Robredo na gamitin ang 25% threshold sa muling pagbibilang ng boto sa Vice Presidential race noong 2016 national elections. Ayon sa dating senador, mula nang gamitin ang automated election system sa bansa, 50% threshold ang sinusunod na panuntunan ng Commission on Elections.
Kung titignan naman natin, si Aquino nanalo 50% ang ginamit na shading. Si Jojo Binay, 50% ang nanalo, 50% ang ginamit na shading. Si Duterte, 50% ang ginamit na shading sa kanyang pagpanalo.
Hindi umano lubos maisip ng dating senador kung bakit nais baguhin ng kanyang naging katunggali ang mga panuntunan na nakasaad mismo sa batas.
Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit ngayon sa gitna ng recount ay dapat natin palitan lahat ng rules na ating inoobserbahan sa nakaraang 3 halalan, ay papalitan lahat yon para lang sa aking katunggali. At wala namang maibigay na tamang magandang dahilan.
Giit ng kampo ng Vice Presidente, hindi totoong itinakda ng COMELEC sa 50% threshold ang mandato nito para sa 2016 elections. Dahil nakasaad umano sa COMELEC Anbank Resolution ay ang 25% threshold shading base na rin sa rekomendasyon ni COMELEC Commissioner Louie Guia. Banat pa ni makalintal kay Marcos, nais lamang daw nitong makontrol ang ginagawang manual recount kahit pa maapektuhan ang constitutional right ng mga inosenteng botante. Matatanda ang ibinasura ng Supreme Court na siyang tumatayong Presidential Electoral Tribunal ang apela ni Robredo na gamitin ang 25% threshold ng mga balota, ngunit muli itong naghain ng kanyang motion for reconsideration noong Abril 19. Kenneth Pasyente, para sa Bayan.
The Labor Department has ordered regional wage boards to study a possible minimum wage increase. But ahead of this, a militant bloc at the House of Representatives files a bill seeking a nationwide minimum wage of 750 pesos. The current wage in Metro Manila, the benchmark of all regions, is 512 pesos. Our Joyce Ilas tells us more.
Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello wants regional wage boards to speed up public hearings, which may lead to minimum wage adjustments in the wake of rising commodity prices. A labor official says Bello mentioned a number of regions where wage reviews may be held since their last wage adjustment was more than a year ago.
Si Secretary po, as he mentioned earlier, has already instructed yun pong ating mga regional boards na ang wage order ay nag-anniversary na ho. 6 regions po yun, and they are now in different stages of consultations.
Maria Crisel, the CEO of the National Wages Productivity Commission, says Bello mentioned the wage boards in Central Luzon, the Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, and Davao region, and if these areas had a sustained extraordinary increase in prices of basic goods within the last 6 months to merit a wage increase. President Duterte has also ordered the minimum wage review even without a wage hike petition.
Ngayon pa lang po binigay yung order. Kailangan mo kasi yan, normally, there should be a petition. Pero ang ginawa na ng presidente, inutusan na sila, wag na kayo magantay ng petition. No? Pag-aralan na on your own. No? Kung kinakailangan lang itaas ang minimum.
National minimum wage! Ibalik, ibalik, ipaglaban!
At the House of Representatives, the Makabayan bloc has filed a bill to raise the minimum wage to 750 pesos nationwide. Anak Pawis Representative Ariel Casilo says they filed a bill based on the daily living wage of a Filipino family of 6 worth 1,160 pesos. Casilo says the bill also aims to abolish the regional wage boards.
Ito rin ang pinangako ni Pangulong Duterte na tatanggalin ang mga provincial rate at hinahamon namin si Pangulong Duterte na i-materialize yung sinasabi niya sa kampanya na tanggalin ang mga provincial rate, i-certify niya as urgent and priority bill ang 7787 House Bill.
The Makabayan bloc believes that employers will be able to shoulder these additional expenses, as labor costs only up to 15% of a business's overall expense.
Yung 1.4 trillion na kabuang kita, no, net profit ng mga employers, which includes SMEs, ay 30% lamang sa kanilang kabuang kita ang mababawasan.
Negros Oriental Representative Arnolfo Teves, however, believes the proposal will hurt the economy.
Once that happens, we will bring down our economy. Why? Aalis na naman yung mga kumpanya na nandito sa Pilipinas because it will increase their cost of production. So it will lower our overall production, mamamatay lalo yung ekonomiya natin.
He instead urges the government to suspend the excise tax on fuel and improve the collection performance of the Customs and Internal Revenue Bureaus. Joyce Ila, CNN Philippines.
We asked some of you about the proposed wage increase, and here are your voices.
Oo naman, kailangan talaga dahil yun ang kailangan ng tao ngayon dahil kapos na kapos dahil sa train na yan yung gusto nila.
Yes, sana yung mas madagdagan pa yung sahod kasi lalo na ngayon wala nga tax pero mas naramdaman pa namin yung price na binibili namin sa sa grocery.
Ganoon na. Tulad na lang sa akin kasi may 4 na anak ako eh. Tapos minimum wage lang. Kung pagbabasehan mo yung kinsenas, magkano lang yun? Kung pagbalagay natin 7,000. Ang gatas ng anak ko sa 3, gumagastos ako ng 4,000 sa kinsenas. Paano pa yung pangkain, pambayad kuryente?
Opo, kasi kailangan kasi marami ng tao ang kailangan ng pagtaas ng sahod dahil tumataas na rin yung mga bilihin ngayon. Siguro po dapat po magtaas ng mga 100 pesos.
Earlier, CNN Philippines spoke with Alan Tanhusay, spokesperson of the Associated Labor Unions, Trade Union Congress of the Philippines, and Ed Lacson, chief of the Employers Confederation of the Philippines. Lacson was asked how much of an increase can employers afford.
Yung pag-determine po ng minimum wage increase there is a process of consultation and public hearing between labor, employer, and government. So doon ho mati-determine. Dahil hindi lang naman yung arithmetic computation yung capacity ng industry to pay, that has to be taken into account. So, kaya yun yung one size fits all, medyo unfair din na yun.
Okay.
Hindi naman lahat ng kumpanya pwede magbayad ng 800 pesos.
Salamat sa kanyang perspective at sa tingin namin ay mapapakinggan niya at he will be reasonable enough to listen to us why it is 800 pesos. No? Sa tingin ho namin ay the employers group would listen to us and would be reasonable to accept that it is high time na po na baguhin na natin yung paradigm. Yung 1989 law that creating the setting of the minimum wage was created 29 years ago. At ang huling wage increase na ibinigay sa ating mga manggagawa ay during that time. So wala pong significant wage increase since 1989. No? Ang binibigay sa atin sa mga annual wage increases ay mga barya at walang impact to uplift the lives of the workers.
The Labor Department zeroes in on the top 20 companies that are allegedly engaged in the illegal practice of labor-only contracting. Officials say more than 200,000 workers are affected and labor officials want them regularized. Our Rex Remitio tells us more.
58-year-old Cipriano Bello is a contractual forklift operator in Laguna for 13 years now. His daily take-home pay only 315 pesos, apart from basic government social security benefits. But this won't make ends meet, he says, especially when a family member suffers from illness and they have to spend on medication.
Bali yung sinasahod ko ay talagang hindi talaga sapat sa pamilya ko. Kulang na kulang. At pag nagkasakit ng aking pamilya, hindi ko talaga kayang ipagamot sila.
He is unsure about the future when he retires in 2 years, as his social security benefits are only enough to support daily needs. To make matters worse, he says, contractuals like him are not getting proper treatment from his co-workers and bosses. If they complain, it might cost them their jobs.
Nakakapaghinanakit kasi kontratuhin ba ang isang kontraktual parang hindi tao. Yun yung nararanasan ko sa ngayon sa pagiging kontraktual.
The Labor Department is now requiring more than 3,000 companies to regularize their workers in a month's time. All of them are on these hundreds of pages that were submitted to President Duterte. If they fail to comply, the Labor Department will issue an order to automatically regularize contractuals.
They should submit proof that these workers are already absorbed as regular employees of the principal. So yun lang basic po yan. Siguro in the form of payroll, dun sa payroll nila kasama na yung mga empleyado.
The department has also identified 20 companies that have the most number of employees under an illegal contracting arrangement. They are in the food processing, telecommunications, automotive, mining, and aviation businesses. Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello believes the order to regularize workers will not affect the attractiveness of Filipino labor to foreign investors.
Yung pagbigay naming listahan, hindi naman para put them in bad light, no? It is just to emphasize the concern not only of the President but also our department na dapat irespeto yung security of tenure ng ating manggagawa.
Bello says this will also address job security concerns of hundreds of thousands of workers. But for the likes of the labor chief's namesake, Cipriano Bello, a regular status will help even just a few years before he retires. And he is banking on the government's assurance that long-time contractuals like him will be given a chance at a regular job and enjoy its corresponding benefits.
So nangangarap kami ngayon na sana maging regular din kami na makaahon na kami, makalaya na kami sa ganitong matinding kahirapan talaga bilang mga kontraktual na manggagawa, sir.
Rex Remitio, CNN, Philippines.
Here are some of the top stories from around the world. The anticipated summit between U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is back on track. President Trump abruptly canceled the summit last week, citing hostile comments from top North Korean officials. Pyongyang responded by saying it regretted the U.S. president's decision, adding that it is still willing to talk. Mr. Trump then told reporters Friday he appreciated their statement and that dialogue between Washington and Pyongyang was ongoing. 3 senior American officials tell CNN that a U.S. delegation traveled to North Korea yesterday. The group included U.S. Ambassador to the Philippines, Sung Kim. The summit is expected to take place in Singapore on June 12th.